Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. So today we are going to be making another turban cap. This is the reason I said I should start naming things that I make. So I'll probably add a different name to this cap right here on the description. So this is just a regular cap, meaning it just has gathers at the back right here and the front is plain. This can be worn as is, just like this, or you can accessorize it. You can add a headband on top of it, or you can even add a scarf on top of it. So this is, again, it's a simple everyday 10-15 minutes project. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our fabric measurements, but before I continue, the fabric that I'm using is stretching. So the measurements I'm going to cut is 22 inches, like when unfolded, right? And it's whatever my head circumference is plus 1 inch. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't want my turban cap to be so tight. But if you want yours to be tight and fit, then cut whatever your head circumference is, cut those inches. The reason I also say sometimes add an inch is because the fabric might be stretching, but not a lot. I'm going to give you an example. This fabric stretches and this one stretches. Look at this and look at this. You see the difference in stretching? So sometimes you might need to add few inches or less inches depending on how your fabric stretches. So with this one, I'm cutting 22 inches from here to right here, meaning my head circumference plus 1 inch. From here to right here is 15 inches. That's our normal turban measurements, 15 inches from here all the way to right here. However, as I normally say, play with your measurements. If you have a lot of hair, add a few inches. If you have less hair, take down a few inches. The next step after here, what we're going to do is we're going to do the fold method that I normally do, and we have done it several times, is refold this part, then fold it back again. So we can make it look like it's two separate pieces, but in reality it's just one. So I'm going to repeat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold, then do this again. And let me make myself clear a little bit more. So if you know you're going to be making a wider fold like this one, then when you're cutting, add a few inches there, because if you make it a wide band like this and you don't increase inches, at the end of the day it won't fit you. So add a few inches right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold like this, bring it back like that, go to my sewing machine and sew right here. Again, if you're using a sewing machine, use a zigzag stitch or whatever is meant for stretch fabric, and if you're using a serger, go straight ahead. I'm going to be using a serger, so I'm going to go from right here all the way to right here. You might get away with a straight stitch, however when you're putting it on and you're stretching it, it might cut and let go. So use something that will let your fabric stretch. So I'm going to go to my serger and sew from right here all the way to right here. I am back from my serger, and this is how my piece looks like. When I turn it around, it gives you the illusion that there are two different pieces, but in reality it's just one. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fold it inside. We're going to fold it in half with the fabric inside out, like this. Right. After that, what you're going to do is we are going to curve right here. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm going to repeat. We're just going to draw a curve right here, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Just eyeball it. You don't need a pattern or you don't need anything special. Just do this. Like that. Nothing special, no pattern, just eyeball it. Go like that. and like that. And what we're going to do next is we are going to cut this piece out. So just take your scissors and cut right here. Next thing, after we cut it out, we're going to go to our serger again and sew from right here all the way to down here. In reality, we are joining these pieces so it can be one whole thing. In reality, it's a one piece, but we're just joining these two sides right here. Again, you can use your sewing machine or a serger. Just start right here, go all the way and stop right here. Again, I am back from my serger, and this is how my piece looks like after I have joined the two sides. So the last step to our turban cap is we are going to take our elastic as usual, and we're going to go to our sewing machine. We have done this before. We're going to start right here with a regular straight stitch and pull as we sew. So you're not going to pull the fabric, you're going to pull the elastic. So you're going to be sewing and pulling the elastic from here. Pull it all the way and keep sewing all the way to down here. The reason we're using an elastic and instead of regular gathers, of course you can get away with using regular gathers, but I would suggest use an elastic so at the end of the day you can have a lot of movement, because if you gather with a regular needle, nothing will be moving at the back because it will be stuck like this. But if you want movement and different styling, use an elastic, because at the end of the day when you're styling your turban, if it has elastic, it will also be moving. I'll be showing you once I get back. So again, I'm going to repeat. We're going to start from here, so all the way to right here with our elastic, and we are pulling the elastic as we sew. And this time we are using a regular sewing machine. So that was our final step. Our turban cap is done and ready to wear. As I said earlier, if you put elastic, you have room for movement than if you use regular gathers. And also I forgot to mention earlier, you have the option of ending the elastic right here or putting it all the way back. I stopped mine right here. So that was it, and our turban cap is done and ready to wear. I hope you enjoy making it, but also enjoy wearing it. If you're going to be adding this to your business, keep making that money. And always remember, we all start somewhere. Your work might not be perfect right now, but if you keep working and keep practicing, you will get better. So never give up. Do not give up. We do not have room for giving up. Always remember, we all started somewhere. I always remind you. So keep practicing, keep working, and I'll see you in the next one.